What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another prediction video, soccer slash football, whatever you want to call it. Um, I want to apologize for the last video I made. Um, it was terrible, and I told you I wasn't gonna do that again. So we're making this video. Hopefully, it's better. Anyway, on my last video, I ended up getting 100% correct on all my bets. I forgot what they were, but I'll find a picture of the bet I did and I'll post it up. Um, but yeah, anyway, I got three predictions for these games, and I'll talk about the team, and I'll talk about injuries and the most recent games from them. So anyway, the first one is the English Carabao Cup. Carabao. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's English Carabao Cup. Anyway, it's Tottenham versus Manchester United. Um, I'll start off with Tottenham. Tottenham, their last 5 games, they got one win. That was their most recent, back in December 15, 2024. Then they ended up getting a tie with Rangers. Then they ended up losing 2-1 to Chelsea, and then 1 to AFC Bourbonmouth. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And then they got a draw versus Fulham. So yeah, their last two recent games was a draw and a win. The win was 5-0, which is pretty crazy because Southampton is pretty good, but you know, Tottenham, I guess, is better. I think they got some injuries after that game because they got a bunch of injuries. I think it was like 10 injuries. One out of those 10 is coming back. 7 are definitely out, and then one's 25% guaranteed, which is he's not gonna play tomorrow, and then one is 50%. So I doubt it. He's coming back, right? Um, Now Manchester United, their last 5 games was 3 wins and 2 losses. Their most two recent games was a win. One was versus Manchester City back in December 15, 2-1, and then they ended up getting another one back in December 12th, which was versus Victoria Pleasant. That was another 2-1. Um, Before that was a loss, and a draw, or a win. My bad. The last one was a win with Everton, and then the last 5 times these two went at it, um, Manchester United only won once, and that was back in October 2022. So after that, it was a tie, a lost, a tie, and a loss for Manchester United. Tomorrow, um, December 19, 2024, I'm predicting that Manchester United will beat Tottenham. Why? Because they only got 3 injuries. They won their last game, the last 2 games, and Tottenham has, like I said, a gang of injuries. So I don't see Tottenham winning this one. Um, but it's gonna be a matchup. Let me tell you, it's gonna be really good. Okay, the next game I have was from Copa Italia, and that one is Inter Milan versus Udinese. Um, that one's also gonna be a good match, but I don't see Udinese beating Inter Milan. And I'll give their most recent games and injuries. Okay, so the last 5 games from Inter Milan were 4 wins and 1 loss. Their last 2 games or the last game in December 16 was a win versus Lazio. They ended up beating them 6-0. That's crazy. Inter Milan winning 6-0 to Lazio, because Lazio's not a bad team, so the fact that they won 6-0 is crazy. Um, Then they played December 10th versus Bayern Leverkusen, and they ended up losing 1-0. Um, the ones before that were dubs. They ended up winning the last three of them. Um, Unides, Udinese, has three losses, one win, and one draw. Um, their most two recent games, the last one was December 14 versus Napoli. They ended up losing 3-1. Um, Before that, it was December 9, and they ended up losing. Oh, no, that's the one they won, December 9. They ended up winning versus Monza 2-1. Monza is not a great team right now, let me tell you. So for them to barely beat them 2-1 is crazy. Um, the last five head to head from these two teams, I don't think Udinese has beaten them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They beat them once back in September 18, 2022. That's crazy. Um, yeah, I don't see Udinese beating Inter Milan on this one. Um, so Inter Milan has beaten them four times in their last five matchups. Injuries. I got, as far as injuries, there's five injured players in Inter Milan and three questionable. Even with those injuries, I don't see Udinese beating them. Udinese has how many injured players? They got four injured players and one questionable. So yeah, I don't see it happening. Give me Inter Milan, straight win. I for sure they'll make two, for sure. Maybe even three, but for sure two. I don't see Udinese making a go on this one, to be honest with you. But yeah. Okay, for my next and last game, it's a Portugal game. That one is CD Nacional versus Benfica. So I'll give you my prediction on that one. I think Benfica's gonna win this already. I don't even have to go all out and tell you about it. Benfica's winning this one, right? But I'll let you know the reason why they're winning. So Nacional's last five games, they got two dubs, they lost twice, and only got one draw. Um, their two most recent games, they won one versus Moreise. Moreise, I think that's how you pronounce it. They only won 1-0. So, yeah, I don't see them beating Benfica. And then their other game versus Gil Vicente, they lost 2-1. So, yeah, they're not winning this one. Benfica, their five last games, they got two draws and three wins. I think there was a couple injured players. I don't think Di Maria played in that one, so that's probably why. Um, their two most recent games was versus AVS and Bologna, and it was a 1-1, 0-0. So before that, it were nothing but wins, right? Um, like I said, it was because they had injured players. So, but now Di Maria's coming back, and for sure he's gonna score. If not an assist, maybe two. Um, the last five times these two teams met was back in May 11th, 2021, and then before that, right? So CD only tied once with them, but they've never beaten Benfica. So CD Nacional has never beaten Benfica. So I don't think they're winning this one, right? With Di Maria back, they're not getting that. And I think Benfica only has how many injured players? They only got one injured player and one questionable. So yeah, yeah, Nacional is not winning this one. Nacional has only two questionable, so they don't really have that many injuries. They got two questionable, but even then, I mean, I don't see it happening, especially with their most recent, right? Their most recent, the the last recent they met, it was 3-1. So yeah, I don't see Benfica losing to this national team, national team. So give me Benfica all day. Um, I think it's gonna be 2-0, maybe 3-1, but yeah, give me Benfica all day. Anyway, that's my prediction. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you can. That'll help me out. Um, and then I'll catch you on the next one.